Here, we are at Lake Louise in Banff National Park, one of the most iconic nature destinations in all of Canada. We planned to get here early in the morning, but it turns out others had the same idea. Let me describe the first sight that you will see in Lake Louise. In front of you lies a stunning lake, its color shifting with the intensity of the sunlight, the closest shade being a vibrant turquoise. Mountain peaks on either side cradle the lake, and directly in front of you is a breathtaking view of glaciers. Glacial processes have played a significant role in shaping the landscape around Lake Louise. During the last ice age, massive glaciers covered the area. As these glaciers advanced and retreated, they carved out this place and created U-shaped valleys. The beauty here is endless, and with each passing moment, you find yourself even more captivated by the scene. We are about to explore one of the most popular trails here together. While it's not an extremely long trail, spanning about 10 kilometers, the steep incline means you should set aside a good amount of time for the hike. Along the way, the trail passes by several lakes, including Mirror Lake and Agnes Lake. And at the highest point, it offers an incredible panoramic view of Lake Louise from above. By Lake Agnes, there's a well-known teahouse that usually gets crowded and is typically seen as the endpoint of the hike for most people. Many choose to turn back from here, but instead of retracing my steps, I continued towards the Beehive Trial. This allowed me to circle around Lake Agnes, enjoying the stunning views of Lake Louise. We've reached the highest point of our hike. starting at an elevation of 1,700 meters. We've now climbed to the trail's peak at 2,300 meters. As we begin our descent, we are nearing the end of the trail. The path after Big Beehive is steep and downhill, so the return goes by quickly. Now, as we've descended, we're standing at the far end of Lake Louise. This is where the glacial meltwater flows down, forming small streams that feed into the lake, creating this natural wonder. The vivid turquoise color of the Lake Louise comes from rock flour, which is fine particles of rock that are grounded down by glaciers. These particles are carried into the lake by meltwater from the surrounding glaciers. When sunlight hits the water, the rock flour reflects the light, giving the lake distinctive turquoise color. The more rock flour in the water, the more vibrant the color appears, especially in the summer when the glacier melt is at its peak. On our way back, the rain has started to fall, giving us a completely different view of this unforgettable valley. The entire hike takes around 4 hours of continuous trekking, but with the time I spent on photography, it took me about 4.5 hours. After such an amazing hike, and witnessing such stunning landscapes, nothing tops off the adventure better than a delicious meal. Nearby, there is a restaurant called the Lake Louise Railway Station and Restaurant. The restaurant feels more like a vintage museum than a place to eat. And if you're lucky, your visit must coincide with a passing train. This journey is far from over. It's about to reach its peak in the next part. Soon in the next episode, I will share some unexpected events that completely changed our trip and gave us an unforgettable experience.